one attack in 1594. The 17th century saw the building of new institutions, an Irish college in 1610, a Jesuit college in 1611, an Augustinian college in 1622, almshouses or hospitals such as the Maison des Vieux Hommes in 1624 and the Bornet Forte Maison des Pauvres in 1661, and a Vermont de Piet in 1626. 13. Unsuccessful French attacks on the city were launched in 1641 and 1645. 12. In 1667, Louis XIV of France, the Sun King, successfully laid siege to Lille, resulting in it becoming French in 1668 under the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle, provoking discontent among the citizens of the prosperous city. A number of important public works undertaken between 1667 and 1670, such as the citadel, erected by Vauban, or the creation of the quartiers of Saint-André and La Madeleine, enabled the French king to gradually gain the confidence of his new subjects in Lille, some of whom continued to feel Flemish, but they had always spoken the Romance Picard language. For 5 years, from 1708 to 1713, the city was occupied by the Dutch during the War of the Spanish Succession. Throughout the 18th century, Lille remained profoundly Catholic. It took little part in the French Revolution, but there were riots and the destruction of churches. In 1790, the city held its first municipal elections. Post-French Revolution. In 1792, in the aftermath of the French Revolution, the Austrians, then in the United Provinces, laid siege to Lille. The Column of the Goddess, erected in 1842 in the Grand Place, officially named Place du Général de Gaulle, is a tribute to the city's resistance, led by Mayor François-André Bonty. Although Austrian artillery destroyed many houses. Entrance to the Vauban citadel, 17th century, and the main church of the city did not surrender, and the Austrian army left after 8 days. The black dots around Thuindals, not the decorative cartouches, are Austrian cannonballs lodged in Thfakit. The city continued to grow and, by 1800, had some 53,000 residents, leading to Lille becoming the seat of the Nord department in 1804. In 1846, a railway connecting Paris and Lille was built. In the early 19th century, Napoleon's continental blockade against the United Kingdom led to Lille's textile industry developing even more fully. The city was known for its cotton, while the nearby towns of Roubaix and Tourcoing worked wool. Leisure activities were thoroughly organized in 1858 for the 80,000 inhabitants. Cabarets or taverns for the working class numbered 1,300, or one for every 3 houses. At that time the city counted 63 drinking and singing clubs, 37 clubs for card players, 23 for bowling, 13 for skittles, and 18 for archery. The churches likewise have their social organizations. Each club had a long roster of officers, and a busy schedule of banquets, festivals and competitions. 14. In 1853 Alexandre de Sraccio composed his lullaby Petit Quinquin. In 1858, Lille annexed the adjacent towns of Esquermes, Fives, Moulins, Lille and Oisims. 15. Lille's population was 158,000 in 1872, growing to over 200,000 by 1891. In 1896 Lille became the first city in France to be led by a socialist, Gustave Delia. By 1912, Lille's population stood at 217,000. The city profited from the Industrial Revolution, particularly via coal and steam engine. The entire region grew wealthy thanks to its mines and textile industry. First World War. German military parade in Lille. 1915. Lille's occupation by the Germans began on the 13th of October, 1914 after a 10-day siege and heavy shelling, which destroyed 882 apartment and office blocks and 1,500 houses, mostly around the railway station and in the center. By the end of October, the city was being run by German authorities. Because Lille was only 20 kilometers from the battlefield, German troops passed through the city regularly on the way to and from the front. As a result, occupied Lille became a place for hospitalization and the treatment of wounded soldiers, as well as a place for soldiers' relaxation and entertainment. Many buildings, homes and businesses were requisitioned to those ends. 16. Lille was liberated by the Allies on the 17th of October, 1918, when General Sir William Birdwood and his troops were welcomed by joyous crowds. The general was made an honorary citizen of the city of Lille on 28 October. The only audio recording known to have been made during World War I was recorded near Lille in October, 1918. The 2-minute recording captured the Royal Garrison artillery conducting a gas shell bombardment. 17. Lille was also the hunting ground of the German World War I flying ace Maxim Ellmann, who was nicknamed the Eagle of Lille. Ernst Falls, Great Depression and Popular Front. In July 1921, at the Pasteur Institute in Lille, Albert Calmet and Camille Guérin discovered the first anti-tuberculosis vaccine, known as BCG, Bacille Calmetit Guérin. The Opéra de Lille, designed by Lille architect Louis M. Cordonnier, was dedicated in 1923. Lille City Hall. Lille's Art Deco City Hall, Hôtel de Ville de Lille, 1932. From 1931, Lille felt the repercussions of the Great Depression, and by 1935, a third of the city's population lived in poverty. In 1936, the city's mayor, Roger Salengro, became Minister of the Interior of the Popular Front but eventually killed himself after right-wing groups led a slanderous campaign against him. Second World War. Wrecked vehicles in Lille. After the 1940 siege of the city during the Battle of France, Lille was besieged by German forces for several days. When Belgium was invaded, the citizens of Lille, still haunted by the events of World War I, began to flee the city in larger numbers. Lille was part of the zone under control of the German commander in Brussels, and was never controlled by the Vichy government in France. Lille was instead controlled under the military administration in northern France. The departments of Nord and Pas-de-Calais, with the exception of the coast, notably Dunkirk, were for the most part liberated from 1 to the 5th of September, 1944, by British, Canadian and Polish troops. On the 3rd of September, German troops began to leave Lille out of fear of the British, who were on their way from Brussels. The city was liberated by a British force consisting largely of tanks. 18. Rationing came to an end in 1947, and by 1948, normality had returned to Lille. Post-war. Euro-Lille Quarter. The Euro-Lille Quarter in 1967, the Chambers of Commerce of Lille, Roubaix and Tourcoing were adjoined, and in 1969 the Communauté Urbaine de Lille, Lille Urban Community, was created, linking 87 communes with Lille. Throughout the 1960s and the 1970s, the region was faced with some problems after the decline of the coal, mining and textile industries. From the early 1980s the city began to turn itself more towards the service sector. Pierre Maury served as mayor of Lille for 28 years from 1973 to 2001. Maury was prime minister for part of the term of François Mitterrand. In 1983, the VAL, the world's first automated rapid transit underground network, opened. In 1993, a high-speed TGV train line was opened connecting Paris with Lille in 1 hour. This, With opening of the Channel Tunnel in 1994 and the arrival of the Eurostar train put Lille at the center of a triangle connecting Paris, London and Brussels. Work on Eurolille, an urban remodeling project, began in 1991. The Eurolille Centre was opened in 1994, and their model district is now full of parks and modern buildings containing offices, shops and apartments. In 1994 the Grand Palais was also opened for the general public, which is free for the public to enter on the first Sunday of every month. 21st century. Lille was chosen as European Capital of Culture in 2004-19, along with the Italian city of Genoa. Lille and Roubaix were affected by the 2005 riots, like all of France's other urban centers. In 2007 and again in 2010, Lille was awarded the label Internet City. The St. Joseph Chapel of St. Paul College was demolished in February 2021. 20. Climate. Lille can be described as having a temperate oceanic climate. Summers normally do not reach high average temperatures, but winters can fall below freezing temperatures, but with averages quite a bit above the freezing mark. Precipitation is plentiful year-round. The table below gives average temperatures and precipitation levels for the 1981-2010 reference period. Climate data for Lille. Lille, elevation, 47 m, 154 feet, 1981-2010 normals, extremes 1944. Present month Jan Feb Mariparamajam Julag Spokt Novdisia record high degree C, degree F, 15.2. 59.4, 19.0, 66.2, 22.7, 72.9, 27.9, 82.2, 31.7, 89.1, 34.8, 94.6, 41.5, 106.7, 36.6, 97.9, 33.8, 92.8, 27.8, 82.0, 20.3, 68.5, 15.9, 60.6, 41.5, 106.7, average I degree C, degree F, 6.0, 42.8, 6.9, 44.4, 10.6, 51.1, 14.1, 57.4, 17.9, 64.2, 20.6, 69.1, 23.3, 73.9, 23.3, 73.9, 19.7, 67.5, 15.2, 59.4, 9.8, 49.6, 6.4, 43.5, 14.5, 58.1, daily mean degree C, degree F, 3.6, 38.5, 4.1, 39.4, 7.1, 44.8, 9.7, 49.5, 13.4, 56.1, 16.2, 61.2, 18.6, 65.5, 18.4, 65.1, 15.4, 59.7, 11.6, 52.9, 7.1, 44.8, 4.2, 39.6, 10.8, 51.4, average low degree C, degree F, 1.2, 34.2, 1.3, 34.3, 3.6, 38.5, 5.4, 41.7, 8.9, 48.0, 11.7, 53.1, 13.8, 56.8, 13.6, 56.5, 11.2, 52.2, 8.1. 46.6, 4.4. 39.9, 1.9. 35.4, 7.1. 44.8, record low degree C, degree F, 19.5. 3.1, 17.8, 0.0, 10.5, 13.1, 4.7. 23.5, 2.3. 27.9, 0.0. 32.0, 3.4, 38.1, 3.9. 39.0, 1.2. 34.2, 4.4. 24.1, 7.8. 18.0, 17.3, 0.9, 19.5, 3.1. Average precipitation, inches, 60.5. 2.38, 47.4, 1.87, 58.3, 2.30, 50.7, 2.00, 64.0, 2.52, 64.6, 2.54, 68.5, 2.70, 62.8, 2.47, 61.6, 2.43, 66.2, 2.61, 70.1, 2.76, 67.8, 2.67, 742.5. 29.23, average precipitation days, greater than or equal to 1.0 millimeters. 11.79.611.4 10.1 10.6 10.09.89.2 10.11.012.611.3127.4 average snowy days 4.94.13.21.30.10.00.00.00.01.83.819. 2 average relative humidity, percent, 888-582797878788387899083 mean monthly sunshine house 65.5 70.211991.3001.151.9.5,159.5001.3001.61.449.61, Source 1, Meteo France, 21, 22, Source 2, infoclimat.fr, relative humidity and snow days 1961, 1990, 23. Environment. Lille is noted for its air pollution, with a 2018 study attributing 1,700 deaths per year in the agglomeration of Lille to pollution. In 2018, Lille held France's record pollution peaks. 24. Population. The population data in the table and graph below refer to the commune of Lille proper in its borders since 2000, i.e. a municipal territory of 35 square kilometers, 14 square mi. This includes the former communes annexed by the commune of Lille-Esquermes, Fives, Moulins-Lille, and Waizims in 1858, Hellems-Lille in 1977, and Long in 2000. 15. The Lille metropolitan area, which is much larger than the small commune of Lille proper, covers a territory of 1,666 km to 643 square mi, French part of the metropolitan area only, and had a population of 1,510,079 in 2019, January census. 5. Population of Lille, commune, within 2020 borders, year pop dot plus or minus percent p dot a dot 180671067182175,070 plus 0.37% 183,183,588 plus 1.08% 183,688,112 plus 1.00% 184,190,882 plus 0.62% 184,690